Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing a little deck building. So in this deck building, what we're going to do is we're going to spin a couple wheels. It's going to basically pick what type of decks that we can create. And then from the card pile that we already own, we are going to go ahead and create a deck from that. And then we're going to go to locals, play that deck, see how we did. And I'm going to figure out some sort of maybe rewards for myself based on how good I do, based on how bad I do. Maybe I make it even harder on myself if I do bad. Maybe I make it a little bit easier on myself if I do good. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how this goes. So let's go ahead and hop into the wheel. Okay, so we got our wheel right here. As you can see, we have a couple different types. So we have 6 different ones. So there's archetype pure. So basically this is a pure archetype. So let's say if I get this one, then I can only do, what's an archetype? Let's go with Snake Eyes. If I get archetype pure, I can only play Snake Eyes cards, right? So if it's in the main deck, if it's not a Snake Eyes card, I can't do it. I'm not gonna do extra deck because some Snake Eyes don't have extra deck cards, right? And I'm just using Snake Eyes as an example, but they don't have extra deck cards, so it wouldn't make sense to do extra deck as well, right? So with this archetype pure, it's just one archetype. I can't use any other archetypes except for that one, right? And everything else in the deck is going to be like staples and board breakers or hand traps, and you'll see that in a second. The second one is sub-archetype pure. So this is kind of like heroes, right? So they have like elemental heroes, they have evil heroes. So sub-archetype pure means that you can use the sub-archetypes together. Whereas archetype pure is just like you can only use elemental heroes. You can only use evil heroes. You can only use destiny heroes, right? And then there's multiple pile. Multiple pile just means you can use as many different engines as you want in a deck, right? Multiple pure 2 to 3 means you can only use, we're going to change that down to multiple pure 2. So with multiple pure 2, it means you can use 2 different archetypes, but you can't use any more than those 2 archetypes. No sub archetypes, nothing. Just those 2 archetypes are the only ones you can use. Attribute pile, you can use any card, but it has to be within the same attribute. So, you know, if it's a light deck, you can only use light cards. If it's a dark deck, you can only use dark cards. And that I am going to go ahead and add in extra deck as well for these. So these will have extra deck as well. So the same thing with type, right? Type is basically just whatever type it is, that is the only type you can use. So if you get warriors, you can only use warriors, and then you can only have warriors in your extra deck. I'm only doing it for these 2 because it's easier to do it that way, whereas like archetypes aren't as easy because a lot of archetypes don't have extra deck cards, right? So these right here. Next, we are going to go over and we have the extra deck. So there's one type that you can use. So that means like you can only use Link, or you can only use Fusion, or you can only use Synchros, or you can only use Z's, right? If you get 2, you can use 2 of those 4. If you get 3, you can use 3 of those 4. If you get 4, you can use 4 of those 4. I'm going to say you have to use those. So if I get 2, then I have to use 2. I have to have at least 2 in my extra deck. They don't necessarily have to be used, but I have to have 2 of them out of the 15 cards. It makes the extra deck building a little bit harder. If I get 4, then I have to have all 4 types of those in my extra deck, right? Even if I can't use a fusion card, maybe I still have to have it in there. And then for the last one is either we can use board breakers, we can use hand traps, or we can use both. If we get both, again, we have to use both, right? So it has to be an equal amount within 1 to 2 cards. I'll say within 1 to 2 cards of both. We'll put an equal amount within 1 or 2 cards. If we get both. If you get hand traps, we can only use hand traps. If we get board breakers, we can only use board breakers. And there's some cards like a Monster Reborn. I'm just gonna count that as like a staple card. That's not really a board breaker. Any like draw cards, those are just kind of like staples. So this can be added in as necessary. So let's go ahead and hop into the first one. So we're gonna start out here. We're gonna start out with the what type of archetype that we can use. So I think since there's 6 of them, the first one to get 3. So we're not just gonna do one spin. It'll be a little bit more funner. So let's go with our first one. So we gotta hit the first one to hit 3 is the one that we go for. So multiple pure has 1. Multiple pure has 1. Let's put a 1 right there. And then let's spin it again. Okay. Multiple pure. Multiple pure. Next we got archetype pure. Okay. Archetype pure. Okay. 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 Let's see. Let's go again. Let's go again. This could take a little bit longer than I thought it would to spin these, but that's okay. That's okay. Attribute pile. Okay. Okay. Attribute pile has 1. Alright, alright. Let's see here. Who is it gonna be? Who is it gonna be? We have archetype pure again. So they are the leader. So one more archetype pure and we are gonna be stuck with one archetype. We're not getting it here. This is gonna be multiple pile. Okay. Multiple pile. Alright. So we got multiple pile there. And we have not attribute pure. We're going to get type pile. So we're literally hitting every single one here. Are we going to get archetype pure again? Or are we going to hit something we've already hit? We only haven't hit 1. Oh, multiple pile. Okay, so multiple pile. Wait, no, multiple pure is the one that hit. So now we have 2 of them with 2. Archetype pure, multiple pure. And we stop on, oh, it got me again. Sub archetype. So now everyone at least has 1 on them. Okay, everything at least has 1. 2 of them have 2. And multiple pile now has 2 also. Multiple pile now has 2. Okay. Let's just keep it with 1 because that's what we've been doing. This has got to be it. It's got to hit right here, right? It's got to hit right here. Attribute pile? No. One of these, if it doesn't hit on this next one, it's definitely going to hit on the one after that, right? The first one to 3. It's got it. Oh, I feel like we're getting pure. I feel like, oh, we got attribute pure. Okay, so we're going to be stuck with 1 attribute. Just 1. All right. So this one, we're going to do 3 again. Yep. So these will be the, actually, let's do board breakers, hand traps, or both first. So the first one to 3. Here we go. This will be easier because there's only 3 of them. And we got, is it gonna stop? Oh, it just barely went over. Okay, so 1 for both. 1 for both. Okay. I think I'd rather have both, right? Or hand traps. I think I'd rather have both or hand traps, but I guess it depends on the deck that I make. So board breakers has 1. Okay. Hand traps has 1, so everything now has 1. Okay. Let's go there. Okay, come on. What do we got? Hand traps again. So 1 more on hand traps, and then hand traps is the one we're going with. Hand traps again. Okay, and will we get hand traps again? No, it's looking like board breakers. Oh, I really hope I don't get stuck on just board breakers. 1 archetype with only board breakers sounds rough. Oh, yeah. That's gonna be rough. Board breakers is the winner. So we have stuck with 1 archetype, board breakers, and now we gotta get 3 here. I'm just hoping for more than one. I'm hoping for more than one. Okay, 3. Like 2 to 3 would be ideal for this. 2 to 3. You want 2 to 3. Come on. Come on. Come on. Don't show me the 1. Don't show me the 1. I don't want to see the 1. I don't want to see the 1. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. 1 on 1, 1 on 3. 3 again. 3 is a good number. 3 is a good number, I feel like. I like 3. I like 3. Although I don't know what I'm going to choose, because I have to also have the archetype. And it's looking like 3. 3 it is. 3 it is. Okay, so it's looking like we're gonna be having one archetype right here, pure. One pure archetype is what we can use. We can only use board breakers, and we have to use 3 different types of extra deck cards. So like one, at least links, Z's, and fusions, or links, Z's, and synchros, right? But we can't use 4. We can't use only 2. We have to use 3. So let's go ahead and hop into deck building. We added a little twist to this, so I found 6 decks that would work for this. So we're going to go ahead and spin for the decks. The first 1 to 3 is the one that we're going to build. So let's go ahead and try it out. So as we see, we have Lyra Lusk, Magispector, Traptrix, Earthbound, Rescue Ace, and Agnister. All right, let's go ahead and spin the first one. And we add Agnister. That's 1 to add Agnister. 1 to add Agnister, okay. I don't know who I want. I'm okay with anybody, honestly. Another one? Oh, a Lyra Lusk. I basically have everything that I need for all these decks. It's really just building and kind of using the right board breakers and the right extra deck cards, since I do need 3 different types of extra decks. And 1 for Magispector. Okay, okay. So we got a couple, 3 with 1, 3 with none. Who do we got here? Magispector again? Could it be 3 Magispector in a row? Could it? Could it? Could it? Could it? I'm also kind of conflicted on whether I want to build like a go first or go second, so this is going to help me out a lot with that. Oh, it was almost 3 Magispector in a row, but another Lyra Lusk. So there's 2. Magispector and Lyra Lusk, both have 2. Last one, nope. Rescue Ace, Rescue Ace. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, okay. Another 1 with 1. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Traptrix. Is everybody gonna get 1? All right, all right. 1 for Traptrix. Okay. Who we got now? Who we got now? Agnister also has 2. So there's 3 with 2. There's 3 with 2. I feel like if one of them don't hit right now, then on the next one they're gonna hit. I feel that's what I'm feeling. Oh yeah, we got it. We got to be hitting. We have to hit on the next one. So now there's 4 with 2. 4 of them. Okay. And it's going to be Lyra Lusk. Let's get to building.